Storm Chasers, today we have a very special guest. You guys have seen him on other platforms, Sway's Universe.
Comes from a fowl that was in Madagascar. And they basically took that and they bred it with other stuff.
Right.
And it's been changed over time. So your body wouldn't even recognize it like it would the original.
You've seen him around. Once he starts talking, you're going to be like, oh, I remember him. This is Doshinko, or would you rather me call you just Shinko?
Doshinko?
Doshinko's fine?
Yes, Doshinko.
All right, the nephew of Dr. Sebi. As we see, we have him back here, and I'm sure his spirit. Oh, I'm getting chills. I say that. I got chills again. Yes! It's something with this picture. Every time I look back, I start getting chills.
Well, my name is Doshinko. I am one of the nephews of Dr. Sebi. I'm related to Dr. Sebi by marriage. My aunt's name is Patsy Bowman. She was the third wife.
The final wife?
Well, because he's deceased, so I don't know if that counts as being the current wife. You know,
she's a widow. She's the widow.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
There we go.
Of Dr. Sebi or Alfredo Bowman, and I'm one of the very few family members that actually carries products from both women, from my aunt, Mrs. Dr. Sebi, and also my uncle's previous wife, Ma'a. I have my own company called Doshinko Alkaline Herbal Health and Fitness, where I not only focus on healing diseases, but I also focus on things that you just need in an everyday life to help to better your own health. And in terms of fitness, also too, I give advice on how to build muscle with a healthier diet, how to use products to help to build muscle. Also for people who are looking for weight loss. My thing is just using the alkaline electric diet and some of our family's herbal formulas to basically help people be better. Depending on what their goals are. Let's work towards it. Let's talk about it. Let's make adjustments to your diet so that way you can reach your goals.
I like that. I like that that was a... Did you have that written
down?
No,
I didn't.
That was really good. That was really good. Now, before we really get deep into things, can you explain to the people exactly what is an alkaline electric diet?
There's the alkaline diet and there's the alkaline electric diet. So according to the alkaline diet, the body functions optimally when it's at a pH level higher than 7. Anything lower than 7 is acidic. When the body is acidic, that's when a lot of toxins and mucus start building up and the immune system becomes compromised. Your organs start clogging up, it start deteriorating, and it also becomes a hospitable environment for pathogens such as viruses, bacteria, and mold to be able to thrive. Alkaline foods are foods that are higher than 7, but according to the alkaline electric diet, which is different than the regular alkaline diet, alkaline electric foods consist of foods that are only found in nature that have not been hybridized. And according to my uncle, Dr. Sebi, foods that are of this caliber that are alkaline electric have electric properties that help to heal the body and are more absorbable by the body. Foods that are hybrid, they cost the body a little bit more energy and time to be able to digest, and sometimes that actually can suck minerals from your body. Yes, a lot of those foods still may have nutrients, but at the same time they could be damaging your body and causing inflammation, causing mucus.
So is that why, like, when I eat certain foods, I'm literally like tired? I'm done for the day. I can't even work.
Totally.
I'm like, I'm out.
Totally. Especially things like meat, bread, specifically bread made from wheat. Okay. A lot of processed foods, those foods are really hard on your body to process. And in fact, what's happening is your body becomes distracted. It's so busy processing those types of foods that it actually distracts it from doing its regular functions. Having the immune system keep viruses and bacteria and cancer cells in check. It'll start clogging up the other organs such as the kidneys, the pancreas. Sometimes what will happen is the layer of plaque will start forming on the walls of the blood vessels and start causing high blood pressure. Wow. So all these the acidic foods do these type of damage.
Gotcha. One thing about your family, when you try to research the family, as I did before I did this interview, of course. No offense when I say this.
Go ahead, say it.
I am now more confused than what I was before.
Okay.
Because there is so much information, so many different family members, so many different wives, so many different products, and so I don't even know where to start. I'm gonna let you start.
So, now what I'm about this segment is definitely going to piss off a lot of people.
Okay.
However, I do feel that it's my responsibility to let people know.
Okay.
Okay. Part of the reason is one, I'm in this. I don't like calling it a business, but I'm in this field because I actually care about people. You know what I'm saying? And I have to say the difference between my company and certain family members' company and other people's company is we work with this.
Okay.
Okay? This person, I don't really look at them as a client. I look at them as a person who's going through something. So I want to be able to help them. Unfortunately, there are certain family members who were never involved in the healing process, who were never even trained, who don't even have original products that have come out and said, "Oh, you know, I'm so and so. I can heal because my father gave me these recipes and da 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 da." And
their father referring to Dr. Sebi.
Yes. Okay. The issue is, and I said I wasn't going to say names, but I think that people do need to know this.
Okay.
There are literally only a couple people who still have access to the original recipes.
Who would those people be?
Okay. So one, it's Ma'a. Okay. Ma'a started it all with Sebi. You know what I'm saying?
She was the first wife, correct?
Actually, she was the second. So, old dude, I shouldn't say that. Okay, first of all,
old man got around.
Wait.
Got around.
So first of all, I just want people to know, the relationship that I had with Sebi is different from the relationship that other people would have had with him. Okay? So, when you see Sebi, like, on camera, he seems like this very, very strict guy, you know, like, tough, and, like, homeboy was the most chill dude I know. Okay? So, like, say, for example, when it was just he and I, because, you know, I never want to disrespect anybody as you're elder when you're around other people. Like, when it was just he and I would joke around and be like, "Oh man, where you bugging?" Or, you know, just that, like, that was my nickname for him, old man, when no one else was around. Okay, so sometimes it slips, because in my head that's what I refer him to. He was married 3 times, okay? And so he was with his first wife, Melba. I don't really remember how many children. I think it's 3 or 4.
Okay.
And then he had a couple other women that he was involved with in a relationship, and then he was married to Ma'a. Okay.
Are these legal marriages or spiritual marriages?
They're relationships or intriguements, as you, okay.
Okay.
So first he was married to Melba.
Okay.
And then but he was having intriguements all through up until he died. Just to let you know.
These herbs keep you viral. They keep you virile.
That probably was the problem. They were keeping him too virile. That's part of the reason why he probably got along so long. So, yeah, he married Ma'a. And so it was with Ma'a that he started actually, you know, healing people with building his company. Okay. And when it came to the Supreme Court case, it was actually Fig Tree that was taken to court.
Legend. I have to call her what she is. She's a legend. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the wife of Dr. Sebi. Her name is Ma, and she represents the Fig Tree. So say hello to the audience.
I greet you with love in my heart.
We're in the kitchen now. Let's have fun. The food is fun. This is your fun food. Later on, I'm going to talk about our primary food.
Okay, so it's he and Ma'a. And so, you know, what I don't like is the fact that a lot of people kind of make her seem like she's old news.
Okay.
Make her seem like, okay, that was then. Okay, bye. No, she continued healing people with these same herbs. You know what I'm saying? These, and that's part of the reason why I particularly use both, because I grew up on both. I was used to both. Sebi used both when he was alive. You know, so these different women have, you know, different herbs that do the same thing. So I find in combining them that they work better.
So okay. So Melba was first.
Melba was first. Okay.
Does she have any other formula or no?
Melba was not involved in the healing process
at all.
As far as I know. She did not come up with any herbal formulas. Okay. He started that when he was with
Ma'a.
Ma'a.
That's what I know. Okay.
Then my aunt Pat came, and you know that's a whole story on its own. And what happened was she was working with him and also Ma'a, helping out in the background. And then later on, once they became a couple, or they were married, they would get products from Ma'a, and then something happened where they weren't able to get products. And so my Aunt Pat had to go and research her own, and so she came up with her own line. And so from there, for about 15 years, he was actually using the herbs that my Aunt Pat did. So
Gotcha.
when he died, he was actually using some of the same formulas.
Gotcha.
Okay? So, you know, and the thing is it's really those women that develop the formulas.
My and Pat.
Yes.
Miss Pat.
Mrs. Dr. Sebi.
Mrs. Dr. Sebi.
Those two women are the ones who developed the original herbs, or the products that he used.
Gotcha.
Now, they in turn pass it on to their children. Their children.
How many children do they have?
Okay, so say for example, my aunt Pat has my cousin Zave. Okay, she has original herbal formulas. Then the Ma'a's daughters Usha, Ma'a, and Sasa.
Okay.
They have original products as well.
Okay.
Anybody,
and you guys remember Usha from the Breakfast Club? Yeah.
And you know they anybody who orders from them have original products, or have the products that Sebi used to use when he was alive.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Gotcha.
Anyone else who says, "Oh, my father gave me the recipes," is lying. And that's point blank. The reason why is, if you really knew how things were being run, Sebi was mostly the spokesperson. Sebi was traveling. It was the women that were in the kitchen that were cooking the formulas, that were doing the herbal formulas,
Okay.
that were doing the consultations. You know, Sebi basically, in fact, they would actually tell Sebi what to say when he was up on stage.
Wow.
They would help to coach him.
So they were his backbone,
They were
literally,
his
like
backbone.
Coretta with Martin Luther King.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And the thing is, if you look at some of Sebi's videos, he actually says it.
Okay.
Okay, he definitely gives his props to the women in the family. They're just amazing and such strong, intelligent women, and they were able to develop these formulas. And so, you know, unfortunately, Sebi did not know most of the formulas. He did not, because he wasn't the one making them.
Wow.
It was them that was making them. And I'll give you an example. First of all,
That's gonna rattle some cages right there.
and I don't care if we rattle those cages. It's the truth. The thing is, say for example, even when it came to the fig tree products, when they stopped getting herbs from Ma'a, why didn't Sebi just make those same formulas? Because he didn't have them.
He wasn't the one making them.
So that's why my Aunt Pat had to go and make her own formulas. And by that time, he was out in the fields doing, doing lectures, traveling, whatever. And she was basically in the kitchen developing these formulas. In that process, she didn't give him the herbal formulas.
But they were a little routine.
They were a little, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Everybody,
Played their part.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I didn't want to put it like that, but yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, you're selling your own herbs because your dad gave you the recipes, and the marketing is really good. But I'm so sorry, you don't market with people's lives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what really hurts me, and I get really, really emotional because I don't like seeing people taken advantage of.
Of course.
I first of all, I'm a very cheap person. I don't like spending money, so. So me, like, seeing somebody waste their money when they're trying to save their lives, it's like literally taking a knife and going to my heart.
And you know what they do? They get online and they say, these products don't work.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
the reason why they're not working is one, some people are not getting the proper herbal formulas. Two, there's actually a way that the alkaline programs that we have are not one size fits all. Okay, so that's the reason why we do a consultation, because let's say, for example, you have cancer and she has cancer. The way that you would do your program and the herbs that you would get might be different than her. Everybody's body is different, and it's like, we try it because of conventional medicine, we try and put everybody in a box.
Okay.
The reason why herbal alkaline therapy works so well is we treat everybody as an individual. Okay, that's one of the good things that my family members, when they trained me, they instilled into me, like, you have to look at that person and see what's going on with them.
Yeah.
And if they're having this, you do this. If this happens, you do this. And
Because everybody's body is different.
Different.
Yes.
Okay.
And you can't do a one size fits all. Well, that's what America does, and that's why it
right.
doesn't work.
And that's kind of
Favorably.
the way that conventional medicine, is brought up to make us think.
Yeah.
And so
But hold on, before we go there,
Okay.
because I have to ask you about this too.
Uh-huh.
From what I was told, there's an issue where the members of the family that actually have the correct formulas don't have the trademark, but the ones that don't have that correct formulas have the trademark, so they're selling under the name.
So, first of all, none of the family have the trademark.
No family members do.
No family have the trademark.
Who has the trademark?
So his business partners. So when he was in Honduras, and I have to say, and I want people to understand, I have to protect myself legally.
And so, it's all, well, I have to say allegedly, yes.
Exactly. Not just allegedly, but also, too, I will have to basically speak in code, and certain people will just have to get it, okay? So, when Sebi was in jail, all right, before Sebi was in jail, his company was an LLC, okay, which meant that he was the owner, okay? When he was in jail, somehow, the company changed from an LLC to a corporation.
Oh, which made him like an employee of his own business.
Yes, somehow. And I can say that that is not a secret because literally you can go and look that up.
Gotcha.
Okay? And the thing is when he died, they stayed with that. And remember, only certain family members have the original recipes.
True.
Sebi didn't have them.
Oh.
So,
which means the business partners don't have them either.
I
allegedly.
I didn't say that, but I'm glad you said it.
Okay, but if you use deductive reasoning, I mean, you can. But they have his face, the logo, the name. That is very confusing.
So and which leads me to.
Wow, that's horrible. Actually.
No, it gets deeper. It gets deeper because I'm getting chills. So, first of all, I just want to say that. You have to remember, if you truly love somebody, you love them no matter what. Okay? That means everybody's not perfect. Okay? Everybody has their vice.
Yes.
If you truly love somebody, you will accept or understand that they have those vices and still appreciate them for who they are. Okay? If you do not acknowledge that person's vice, then you don't really love the person. You love the image that they are portraying. Okay?
Okay.
So, with that said, I loved Sebi to death, and, you know, it really hurts me that, to be honest, I didn't think he was going anywhere. His death totally took me by surprise. I was planning on going back to Honduras, you know, and we even had plans that we were supposed to do to implement in Honduras, and so I really took it for granted by not reaching out to him. As much as I should have, and you know, because literally I thought he was going to be around forever. I thought I at least had another 10, 20 years with him. And
because how old was he when he died?
Well, first of all, he was sorry, I kind of get emotional talking about this. He was in his 80s. I can't remember if he was 85, but if you knew him, he was so filled with life. I literally thought he was going to be around for another 20 years. And, you know, so it really took me by surprise to hear that he had died. Now, the thing is there was a lot of controversy that happened before he died. He actually did a video where he was denouncing some family members.
He was denouncing family members.
Denouncing family members. And I won't mention anybody's names.
Okay.
But, you know, those videos are circulating. And the thing is if you know anything about Sebi's past, he had schizophrenia. Okay?
Okay.
The thing with schizophrenia, and I don't care what anybody says, schizophrenia is not curable. What we do is basically put you on an alkaline electric diet so that way you don't have the symptoms, so that way you don't hear the voices. Okay?
Okay.
So it's not like, you know, you get it and you can take care of it and it'll never come back. All right? With schizophrenia, if you go back to cheating, if you go back to eating acidic foods, the information starts building up in your body.
Gotcha.
And then the voices start coming back.
Oh, wow.
Okay, the same thing with certain diseases like cancer. Cancer is one of those diseases. Yes, you can, I don't like you using the word cure, but you can reverse it. But if you go back to eating the way that you were before,
you'll bring it back.
You run the risk of bringing it back.
Gotcha.
Schizophrenia is the same thing.
Okay.
Unfortunately, during that time, he was going through a very hard emotional time. And he was cheating a lot. And, you know, that's one of the things, I think that's one of the reasons why we got along so well, because I would cheat. He would cheat. And the thing is like, and this is a side note, because certain things like this I just cherish. I've literally had pork in front of this man. This is when I used to eat pork. I'm not about that life anymore. But I literally would have pork in front of this man, and he wouldn't say a thing. He wouldn't say a thing. Now, my Aunt Pat, Oh my God.
I'm sure she would get on
God,
you.
yes, she still gets on to me today. So, and he, even when he does some of his videos, he admits that he cheats. One of these things he would say is, when I'm telling you this message, I'm not giving it to you, I'm also giving it to me.
Okay.
And it's because, he would have his days where he would, have whatever he wanted, and then he would do cell cleansers and CC4 and some of those herbs to basically cleanse the body of toxins and mucus, including Lino, which breaks up toxins and calcification. And the thing is he was going through that time where he was, probably cheating.
On his diet, okay.
And that's when the paranoia and the schizophrenia came in. Now, there are certain people that started rumors in the company saying that certain family members were stealing. Gotcha. So once he starts with the paranoia and then the rumors, it kind of exploded.
It's a lot. That's a lot for him to handle.
Unfortunately, when certain family members were disassociated with the company, that left him susceptible to being harmed by other people. Okay? Because you didn't have any more family members watching his back. And that is part of the reason why his death occurred. Part of the reason. Which brings me to the other reason why, I feel that people need to know. A lot of people are into this, the government killed him, it was a conspiracy and this and that.
There are so many different theories. But can you clear it up today?
So the person that actually killed him was a family member.
Okay.
When I found out when I found out about the person who killed him, I said to that particular family member, I believe it. And she's like, what makes you say that? Your face. And I said, she's tried it before.
Oh.
This person
okay.
has tried it before. There was a time when he wasn't doing so well, and a family member, and he was actually in bed sick. A family member went to go help heal him, and when they went into the house, the stairs had grease on it. This particular person, was waiting for him to come down the stairs
and tumble and break his neck.
And the same person, and it's somebody that actually came forward and confessed. They said, this person paid me, I think it was like $10,000 to come up with a poison. They went to a Honduran root doctor, a Honduran witch doctor, to come up with a poison to be able to, get rid of him. And the thing is I understand, like, with American culture, they believe that this doesn't exist, whatever.
Oh, it's real.
And the thing is these people who practice that kind of witchcraft, they know how to mix poisons. They know how to use certain herbs and certain animal parts that are poisonous, so that way when they do test, it won't be discovered.
Exactly.
And so there was a certain somebody who was close to him in jail, and I'm not going to mention any names in order not to implicate myself, but if you do some research,
or myself either,
if you do some research, it'll all make sense.
Yes.
The poison had to find a way inside.
Of course.
Okay. One of the last things he said to a family member was, I'm not eating because they're trying to kill me. And what he was doing was basically drinking water. He was on a water fast.
Wow.
Which he's done before. Okay.
But you can only do for so long.
Which you can only do for so long, and on top of that, not having the herbs, which I can talk about, fasting and not having herbs on later on, but not having the herbs, and fasting, it made his body a little bit weaker.
Okay. And
so, whoever was in jail with him at that time, which I know who it is, I just don't want to mention their names. If anybody does the research, they can find out. They had the chance to be able to get a hold of the poison and slide it in. And so, being that he died, the company that is bearing his name basically was able to take over. The interesting thing is the only thing that was holding him in jail was a piece of paper.
So if you correct me if I'm incorrect,
mm-hmm.
but from what I read, He didn't like to carry like credit cards, debit cards, anything
was,
like that.
I mean, he was like
He's 80 some years
80
old.
something years
So
old.
he traveled with cash, and whenever you're going from border to border or country, what country to country, you do have to like declare if you
How
have
much
more than
cash?
more than
And if
10,000.
you have, well, I'm not sure about the number, but if it's past a certain amount, you have to declare.
It's on that little card you fill out when you go
Right.
to different countries.
You have to say how you came
How
up with
you
that.
got it, that's
right.
true.
You know, because they're not trying to have drug dealers smuggle a whole bunch of money in, and so
Or they'll just confiscate your money.
right. And so it was just literally what they call in Spanish una fractura.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know an invoice, or not an invoice, but like a piece of paper showing exactly where all the income was coming in.
A statement. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
You literally could have had someone do that in a couple days.
I agree.
It took months.
Why?
Good question.
Why would that take?
Good question.
Especially when he was in what country was he stuck in?
Honduras.
He was okay. Stuck in.
And the thing is, and people know him and love him in Honduras, so they weren't actually trying to hold him.
Yeah.
And they're like,
But they needed that paper to let him know.
Exactly. You know, they were giving him some leeway at first, but then after a certain point, it's like, hey, listen, we have to uphold the law. And so I actually had a family member here call the jail and spoke to me. He said, they were like, what does he need to be able to get out? They're like, we don't even want him here. Just send us that piece of paper and we'll let him go.
Yeah.
That's all we need. So the family members were trying to contact the people in the office, and no one was picking up. So I just find it very interesting that a rumor was started while he was having his paranoia that he ends up in jail, that they took so long to come up with the paperwork.
Yeah.
And that somebody comes forward saying, so-and-so paid me $10,000. If I had have known who the poison was for, I would not have made it. So, when it says that it is a conspiracy, yes, it was. But it wasn't from the government, because Sebi actually had a lot of clients in the government. If they wanted to do away with him, they would have done it a long time ago. And unfortunately, this was a family member, and the family member benefited from his death. And unfortunately, and it kind of pains me, because I did at one time love them, but I remember I did something. First of all, I was in Honduras for a bit, and me and this person, you know, we developed like this close knit, because we were like into the same thing. She was into carnival, I was into carnival. We like reggae and soca and whatever. And she knows that I practice African spirituality and also practice Hinduism. Okay.
Oh wow. Okay.
And so I remember I had this statue of a Hindu deity, and I took it with me to Honduras, and they liked it, and I left it. Okay. I was like, you know what, you like it, you can take it. And I came back home, and I was talking to one of my other aunts, and she goes, your statue, where is it? And I said, oh, I left it with so-and-so in Honduras. And they said, Doshinko, why would you leave that with them? And I said, because, you know, she was into spirituality and thinking, you know, I thought it was going to be a really good idea. And she goes, that's not the type of spirituality she's into.
Oh.
I mean, this person's into. I kind of let it out already. That's not the kind of person that's not the kind of spirituality that person.
She's on the dark side. They're on the dark side.
Apparently, this person has tried stuff with other people, and other people came forward and was like, I used to find powder underneath my bed.
Wow.
And then this person is attacking other family members as well. I've told some of my family members, when stuff comes from Honduras, you have to revise it very well, because you don't know what's in it. The thing is when people practice that type of witchcraft, that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
They find ways of putting stuff in little things, like, say for example, an envelope, say for example, a pack of herbs, say for, you know, or they can even pay somebody to come and just sprinkle some powder in front of your door. And so, you know, there are family members that are being attacked right now. Because there was even some case, this wasn't even craft involved. Another family member went to try to go back to the, for the funeral, in fact. Some of my cousins tried to go to the funeral, and they got a call saying, don't go. There's some men with guns waiting for you.
Wow. Okay.
So a lot of people was like, why didn't certain family members go? That's why. They didn't want to die.
They didn't want to die.
And then another family member went just to visit. They pointed a gun to their face saying, if you don't get off this property, we're going to kill you. And it's Honduras. I don't know if anybody knows Honduras. Honduras is so dangerous that gangsters will actually record themselves slicing people's throat with their face in it because they know nothing's going to happen. Okay? Honduras is that dangerous. And so, the fact is that this person that, was part of Sebi's demise is also trying to be a part of the demise of other family members to this day.
Wow. Okay. I think that right there says enough. And if you guys take that information and do some research, you can put two and two together.
And so now that we've got that part out of the way, I think it's time that we, first of all, unfortunately, because of reality TV, unfortunately, because of, world stuff, I don't want to say any companies' names, because of certain things on social media, we as Black people have looked for entertainment from things that are very toxic.
I agree.
And that don't help to evolve us as a people.
Yes.
Okay? Which means it leaves us with a thirst for drama.
All the time.
Okay? Now, one thing I want people to understand, you have to realize people's personal lives and their professional lives are different. Okay?
Do I not tell y'all that all the time?
I really want people to understand, yes, there may have been some conflicts, there may have been some issues in some family, but that's between family members. That has nothing to do with any of you.
Exactly.
Okay? Now, you also have certain family members that have came forward, and for example, they said they came from my Aunt Patsy. First of all, I love my Aunt Pat. My Aunt Pat is one of the very few people I speak to on a daily basis. It's very few, sometimes I might skip a day, but she's the person I speak to the most.
Okay.
And I don't really call people. A lot of my friends know I'm there for them, but they're not going to hear from me every day. But my Aunt Pat, if 3 days go by, she calls me, Shinku, I haven't heard from you. What's going on?
We all have that family member.
Right, that's how close we are.
Yeah.
So, when it really, really hurt me when people were coming for her with all these different lies. Like, say, for example, there was a particular family member who sat and said, oh, Sebi wasn't legally married to her.
I'm just saying, I am the last legal wife, and it is public information. If you want that information, which seemingly there is 2 or 3 people who is really interested in that information, you can go to the California Registration Board. It is public information, when you're married, in marriage and death, it is public information. I was married in California, and you can go to the registry and you will find that information. But I will not be petty showing my marriage certificate online. If you are interested in that, you can go to the registry board in California, you will find that information. However, I will still continue to give the information which we need, which is how we can keep our bodies healthy. That is the most important thing right now.
And I was like, I don't know why you would say that when literally people can go onto the California Board of Registry and look up the marriage record. Okay, that is on file. It's
public record.
So that means that person knew that she was legally married. However, they went on social media in front of millions of people to say that she wasn't. Okay, so that just lets you know if that person is able to lie about something that there's proof that it's a lie.
Then they can lie about anything.
Or I need you to sell this for, that's how kind of a person she is. I remember for my birthday one year, because I used to work as her assistant. I still help her in certain things, but, I've taken a back step. I used to work as her assistant, and one year I wanted to go to Brazil for Carnival because, in our family, Carnival is very, very big.
I want to go to Carnival, shoot.
And so I remember I was like, Pia, what do you think the possibility of you getting me a ticket to go to Brazil for Carnival? She goes, do we have it in the account? I was like, yeah. She goes, go ahead. Because she is like such a giving person. So it really, really hurts me when people were coming after and attacking her. Saying that she didn't have original formulas, saying that that she wasn't legally married to him. And these are things that everybody who was around knew.
Yeah.
Which meant that you knew. Okay?
So they chose to lie anyway.
Exactly.
Okay. And then that spreads, and then The lies are always louder than the truth.
Right, and again, this is something that you can literally go up in the.
But you know, people are not going to do that.
Right, and this that's the thing, and you know, it just really hurts when somebody is going. First of all, anybody could say whatever they want about me. I don't care, because of Carnival. I've had millions of people talk about me.
Okay.
Literally, I've gone viral a couple times, and I did not care. Anybody could come for me. You can say whatever you want, whatever. You talk about my family, and it's war.
It hits different.
Yes.
Yeah. It hits
Because
different.
I know I can handle it.
Yeah.
But I don't want her to have to go through that. And the thing is that she's already still grieving my uncle's death.
Yeah.
So for her, and on top of that, you know, she still works her clients. She still makes herbs. In fact, she makes herbs for me. You know what I'm saying? So having that stress on top of her at her age is unnecessary, and it really, really bugs me. You know, so that's part of the reason why I was willing to come on and, you know, talk about this.
Absolutely.
Because she is such a wonderful person, and she still has been healing people, is still healing people. She still has her clients to this day. And, you know, I just think it's unfair that certain people are popping up to tell lies just to make a profit.
Do you have anything that you want to put out there, clear up, as far as yourself, you know, while we're here, why not?
Okay, yes. And, you know, I think some of this is very important because, you know, I haven't really been in the public eye as much, you know, just here and there. And so I know people are going to research me, you know, and I'm not the type of person, I don't hide anything. I'm very, very upfront. I'm very, very honest. Sometimes too honest to the point that I actually end up hurting people. I'm working on that. We all have our
We're all everything.
So first of all, one of the things, if you look me up, you won't find me about healing first. You'll actually find me about Carnival because I was a Carnival designer. I still consider myself a Carnival designer because any of my friends call me, and if I have the time, I'll make a costume for them. But if you ask people in the Caribbean community in Miami and Trinidad who Doshinko is, they'll automatically say, "Oh, the Carnival designer."
Oh,
So
okay.
when you see me, when you look me up, you're actually going to find more stuff about Carnival than you are about me. This profession was not part of the plan. I was a Carnival designer. I was also a massage therapist. I'm still a massage therapist, and that's when I was focusing on. What happened is, little by little, I had to come away from it because I saw that my family needed help.
Yeah.
And so, you know, that was more important, and then, you know, Carnival, although I love Carnival. So, and you know, and that
My guy was living his best life. He was living his best life.
Listen, I'm overdue for a Carnival now. And so, you know, a lot of times when you're actually going to find videos of me, a lot of it's going to be me in Carnival costumes or me designing or me dancing in the streets of Trinidad acting crazy, because that's still part of my personality. And you have to realize, we as Caribbean people, Carnival is a big deal for us.
Absolutely.
Okay? So if, like, say for example in Trinidad, if someone says, "I don't like Carnival," people look at you like,
like, what's wrong with you? What's
wrong
wrong with you?
Oh, you one of them. Okay? You know?
Okay.
So, you know, that's a really big thing, and it's also been a big thing with my family as well. My, like, say, for example, my Aunt Susie, she plays pan, and she will play mass, and so we have other family members that are big into Carnival as well. Okay. Also, too, sometimes I model. I used to model. I'm trying to get back into it, so sometimes you may find my model and fitness pics. You know, I still do it. The other thing, and this, the only reason why
you guys can't see from the shirt, but he's in great shape.
Which is why my business is called Doshinko Alkaline Health and Fitness. I like to incorporate the fitness part.
Yes.
So, also too, this part is not really anybody's business, but however, I feel that I should be open and tell people about it because it's not something that I hide, and people are going to dig and find, and then it's going to come out, and then they're going to try and act like, you know, "Oh, look at him, da-da-da-da-da." So I'm gay, you know. All of my family know, you know, and it has never been a big deal, well, except for certain family members. But, like, even with Sebi, once he found out, well, actually, he probably knew for a long time, but just never cared. Yeah. And even when I was in Honduras, I was actually afraid of him finding out. And then he was kind of slick. He said to me, "Oh yeah, I have a daughter that came to me and she told me, she's like, 'Dad, I like what you like.'" And he goes, "What do you mean?" She goes, "I like women." He goes, "Well, we'll like women together." And so that was his way of saying,
I love that sense of humor.
That was his way of saying, "I know.
Yeah.
No worries." Yeah. You know? And so even with a lot of my family members who are, you know, who carry some of the original herbal formulas, they, if you talk bad about gay people, there's a good chance that they'll disconnect themselves from you. Because we have other family members that are gay as well. And so when you talk bad about gay people, you're talking bad about their family.
I get that.
And, you know, the only reason why I feel that it's necessary, because a lot of times people feel like, there have been cases where people have tried to bash me for it. And so, you know, being that people are eventually going to Google me, I don't want this to be something like they think that I'm hiding, that they think that they can come for me for it.
Found
something. No, you didn't find anything. It's something that is very well known, and I've always been honest. I feel that it's better to be honest than, you know, do what a lot of Caribbean Latin men do, which is find a wife and lead a double life, or find a wife and not even love them. I don't think women deserve that. I think women deserve honesty. I think women deserve to find a partner who's not going to be faithful on them, even though a lot of Caribbean men still aren't faithful.
Yeah, they still ain't faithful.
Okay. I think a lot of Caribbean, a lot of women deserve someone who is actually fully going to love them, not pretend to love them, so that way they can please society.
Gotcha.
And because of that, because of people's fear of being ostracized or being or not being respected, a lot of people do go into the closet and they do marry women, and I just think it's wrong. I think, you know, I think you should be honest. I understand why people do it. It's just I don't want to be responsible for hurting anybody.
And hey, I totally get that, and I like that you're open about it, because when I tell you, people would try to find anything.
Exactly, people are gonna dig, and I'm like, there's no need to dig because here it is. Exactly, and so there's no need to dig because it's already out in the open.
Exactly.
You know, and I do realize that I do put myself at risk because, like I said, people have, you know, like people have said stuff or tried to hurt me with certain phrases and words and whatever, and it's just like, okay, you're good.
You're good, yeah. You want to be ignorant, that's on you.
Yeah.
Because your sexuality, what is it?
That has nothing to do with you healing.
With you healing.
So, but, you know, you have to understand that hurt people, so
Yeah.
they try and come for you by any means necessary.
What they perceive as a weakness.
Exactly.
Yeah, gotcha.
And so, you know, those are things that about me that, you know, people are going to research, and, you know, I don't want to make it look like I'm hiding anything, because I'm not, you know.
You open up. I appreciate it. Let me ask you this, because anybody a part of and I got all the whole acronym, LGBTQIA2+ community.
Well, you got more acronyms than I do, because I listen.
Yes.
But they started adding alphabets and things. I was like,
yes.
Listen, I'm out.
Yes.
But
you have intersex, asexual, and two-spirited.
Right.
Yes. Do you feel you were born that way?
Oh, God. That's actually, well, to be honest, talking about gay stuff is not exactly what I want to do, but I'll still answer the question. To be honest, I don't know, and I don't think it's actually I don't think it's actually important whether somebody is born like that. It's definitely not a choice, because most gay people, if they could choose, would be straight, because it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
You know, no one would actually choose to be gay. In fact, you can't make someone gay. You know, there's nothing in the water. You can't seduce anybody to be gay. It's just
either you are or you ain't.
Because if you really think about it, if you could make somebody gay, you could also make somebody straight. Most straight parents would make their kids straight, no matter how much they tried. Obviously, their gay children came out gay. So, you know, and yes, there are certain people who say that you can become ex-gay. Unfortunately, a lot of those people are just bisexual, and they're just embracing only one part of their sexuality.
Oh,
and
they just went to the other side of the spectrum.
Right.
Oh.
And then you have other people who are gay, and they just went back into the closet and hid it.
Okay.
And, you know, cheat on their wives or just try and suppress it as much as possible and be miserable.
Okay.
That's just my opinion, and this is some things that I've seen. I've actually seen people who were ex-gay who are still currently gay.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So as opposed to being born, there are some studies that have shown that sometimes there's an imbalance of hormones in the uterus when it's happened. Because, like, honestly, certain kids, you could look at them and be like, you're kind of sweet there. You know? So, but, you know, whether or not it's born, or you're born like that or not, to me, it's not even that. It's not even a question. It's more of what you are now and what you're going through and embracing your truth and not hurting people in the process.
I like that. You put a nice concise bow on it. I like that. So let's get into some positive things now.
Sure,
we got that out the way.
You want to be healthier.
I want to be healthier.
Okay.
I want to lose like 40 pounds. It's a lot.
Okay.
It's a lot.
So first of all, I just want to say my company is a little bit different than perhaps the other family members' company. My company is all about just people being healthier. for how you are trying to go. Okay, I'm not exactly a fan of forcing people to be alkaline electric. Okay, I'm about helping people just be healthier.
Okay.
How you want to be healthier. Okay, so in certain cases, when somebody wants to take meat completely out of their diet, I make suggestions. So, say for example, there are a lot of sources of alkaline proteins. First of all, let me help, because a lot of the Sebiites, the Sebi Nazis, are going to come for me because of what I just said.
Okay.
So if you've seen any of the videos where my uncle talks about protein, he actually says that protein doesn't exist, that it's not necessary. And the thing is me and some of the younger generation of the same people who are making some of the herbal formulas now, we kind of got together and said that we disagree. You know, what's not necessary is animal protein. Okay. However, protein is something that's measurable. You know,
it's
protein,
a thing.
It's a thing. It's just that you can still eat alkaline foods and get your protein sources from there.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Because if you think about it, the meat, your animals that you eat actually eat plants.
Exactly.
Grass, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and so say for example, a great substitute for protein or animal protein is garbanzo beans. I believe garbanzo beans has maybe like 23 grams of protein per cup.
Really?
Then you also have hemp seeds. I think 2 tablespoons of...
Wait, hemp like weed?
Yeah. Like the hemp plant and the seeds.
Oh,
yeah.
No,
it doesn't get you high. It doesn't get you high.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
no, it's not fun like that.
Okay.
So
can I still have weed?
Okay. So yes.
Now I'm really telling my business.
Yes, you can. Okay. However, first of all, marijuana is an alkaline herb. It is an alkaline plant. However, just like anything, it can be abused. Okay. Which I'm going to get into in a minute. I do recommend to my clients, if that is what you do, that you can have it while you're on the program, because it does help with anxiety. It does help with depression. It also will help with hunger. You know, in order to make you hungry to be able to gain more weight, pain, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
My thing is, don't smoke it. There are other ways that you can get the THC or the effects of marijuana. Like, say, for example, there are tinctures that you can get. My aunt Pat says that you can make a tea out of it. That
actually makes sense that you can make a tea out of it. Yeah.
There are certain people who will make oils out of it. Say, for example, you get the marijuana and you leave it soaking in oil for I think like a month, and then it absorbs the properties, and then you can either put some of that oil and make it like on your salad or cook with it, and so you basically infuse your food.
Okay.
But first of all, I condone and encourage marijuana. I've never actually had it myself. I'm like, my family look at me kind of weird for because I don't drink and I don't smoke.
That's good.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But my Aunt Susie, she jokes. She's like, I can't trust you. I don't trust anybody who doesn't drink.
Yeah.
She trusts me, but it's just a joke.
It's a joke people say. Yeah,
because people take things too seriously.
Yes.
But my thing with marijuana, though, is that a lot of people abuse it.
Yes.
Okay? Say, for example, if you are going through emotional issues, yes, it can help you to deal with it, but you still have to deal with those emotional issues.
Yes, it's not a fix.
People use it as a crutch.
Yeah. And
unfortunately, by smoking weed and not dealing with your issues, what happens is those issues start building up and building up.
And you got to smoke more and more weed to not feel it.
Exactly. And so the issue's still there. And then on top of that, there is such thing as having too much marijuana. Okay, because if you have too much, it can start clogging up the brain. It can affect your motor skills. So, I always say in moderation. Now, what moderation is a totally different subject. And, because I'm not a marijuana aficionado, I don't think I'm the best person to say what moderation is. Okay. But everything has to be used in a balance. When it comes to the alkaline diet, it's all about balance. So when somebody is sick, what we do is we want to bring them back towards the other end of the spectrum because they're out of balance. So we alkaline their body until their body reaches homeostasis, and then they're healed. Okay?
Oh.
Right? Now here's the thing, and this is what a lot of people don't realize. There's such a thing as being too alkaline. All right?
You're just going the opposite direction.
Right. When your body is too alkaline, it actually eats away at your intestines.
Oh, wow.
And so, after a certain point, after you've been healed, I'll tell my clients, be dirty every now and then. Have a little bit of rice. Maybe have a little, some beans, or beans actually really aren't that bad. Have a little piece of sugar every now and then.
Okay.
Right, because you don't want to be too alkaline. It's a thing. In fact, I actually have a family member that went to the doctor and they measured her, and they couldn't figure out what was going wrong with her, and then they realized her body was too alkaline and it was breaking down. So she actually had to start to, eat acidic food every now and then. I'm not saying go buck wild. I'm not saying have bacon. I'm not saying go to a fast food restaurant and have a Whopper. No. Just things here and there. Everything is about a balance. Everything is about.
What about a little piece of chocolate?
Every now and then, that's fine.
Okay.
I very truly believe that life is just about enjoying life. There are certain times a little toxin here and there is actually good, instant gratification. It's just when you do it too much, or when you do it in excess, or when it's making you sick. A lot of times that's when I'll tell my clients, if you're gonna eat a certain thing, just take one of the cleansers and some Lino, so that way you can cleanse it out of your body.
Okay. And what do we have here today with this?
So these are some of the original products.
Because you gave me this before we started.
Yeah, so this is actually this is not an original formula. This is something that I came up with myself. It's valerian root and a couple other herbs that helps with relaxation and also breaking down toxins and mucus. It's very strong. If you want, just squirt a little bit in your mouth. I just want to see your reaction. You good?
Yeah. Oh.
Tao Yang.
Wow. Yeah, that's still not as bad as I would have.
No.
But it's like
it packs a kick.
Yeah. But no, I actually feel relaxed.
Yeah, we had to take a couple of shots of this because I was feeling a little bit nervous before coming on camera, and so yeah.
So I could use this before or people could do maybe before meetings or interviews.
Yeah, and to be honest, I'll tell a lot of my clients to put a couple drops in it and before bedtime.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
And so my aunt has another product. I don't have it out here, but my aunt has another product called Lupulo.
Okay.
That is great for taking out mucus from the mitochondria of the cells, helping with inflammation, and this helps with inflammation as well. So
and then right here we have
This is Cerebral Nervo Tonic. So this is one of the products that my aunt makes for me. This is a product that nourishes the brain and central nervous system.
Oh, wow.
Great for people who have high blood pressure. Great for
Sorry, I gotta smell it.
Go ahead. Great for people who have high blood pressure. For a lot of our clients who have herpes, we will actually put this in a therapeutic package for them because herpes affects the nerves, and so when somebody has herpes and they're really, really anxious or going through stress, it actually agitates the nerves.
Yeah, it makes them have an outbreak. Yeah.
Right, and so the agitation basically causes them to replicate even faster. And on top of that, when you are stressed, this creates more acidity in your body.
Yes.
So when a client is having issues with nervousness or depression, I actually need them to be as calm as possible in order for them to be able to heal, especially for cancer. One of the things, when I'm doing a consultation for cancer, one of the things I tell my clients is, I need you to remove every stress from your body.
Wow.
Every stress from your world. Certain people who are stressing you out, your family members, no matter how much you want to be there for them, you have to be there for yourself.
Because you do feel the effects of that. Yes, you do.
Right.
Yes. Let's talk on that really quick about herpes.
A lot more common than people think. I think in the U.S. particularly, I believe it's like 70% of the population has either type 1 or type 2.
Yes.
And the thing is what's the worst part about herpes is the stigma, not even the outbreak. Most people don't have outbreaks. 100 years ago, people had herpes and they didn't care. There was no stigma behind it. Everybody just saw, oh, you have a sore,
cold sore,
sore, and that was it. What happened is the Food and Drug Administration, the pharmaceutical companies came up with medication to be able to treat herpes outbreaks. And then with the propaganda, they made people feel disgusting. They made people feel sick for having outbreaks. And they were like, you need this. So basically, they created a stigma to be able to sell medication. Let me just say, yes, I will leave my information up. However, herpes is one of those cases that I don't like dealing with because it is one of the most difficult things to be able to get rid of. A lot of times people will call me for herpes thinking that I'll say it's, take CMOS and bladder for 30 days and it's going to be out of your system. And then there are certain people that will go onto companies and buy therapeutic products without even speaking to people, not realizing that in order to be able to reverse that disease, first of all, it's more difficult to reverse herpes than it is to reverse HIV and cancer combined.
Wow.
Okay? in order to be able to reverse it successfully, you have to have guidance. This is not something that you can do on your own. A lot of times people go onto certain sites, order packages, and then wonder why it doesn't work. First of all, the diet for herpes is actually different than the regular alkaline diet.
Wow.
The herpes virus lives off of any form of starch, even the alkaline starches. There's something called arginine that will feed the herpes virus and other materials. And so, the program is so strict that if you eat anything that you're not supposed to while you're on the program, you run the risk of starting the whole program again.
Gotcha.
So when anybody calls me for herpes, and you can ask any of my clients or anybody that's called or talked to me, I actually try and scare them from not doing the program. Because
it just deal with the outbreaks every whatever.
Well, first of all, most people don't even have outbreaks. It's really the stigma, The thing is it's such an intensive program that if you're not the type of person who can stick to a strict diet, if you're not the type of person who can afford the herbs, because that's one of our most expensive programs, it's not worth it, because you're going to waste your time and you're going to cancer easy. And it's so sad that cancer is a disease that's so reversible, but so many people are dying from it, and so many people will hear about an alkaline electric diet and program and not even give any thoughts to it.
Yeah. I mean, the first thing people think is, okay, I'm going to go do chemo, although chemo just kind of kills everything in your body.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Most people die from chemotherapy than actually cancer.
Really?
Because chemo breaks down your body. In fact, when somebody is on an alkaline electric program with me, one of the things that they notice is they barely feel the effects from chemo. A lot of my clients who have had like 6-7 rounds of chemo, they'll do chemo and go to work right afterwards.
Okay, versus most people, they're out for the count.
They're out for sometimes 3, 4, 7 days.
Wow.
But because of the herbs that we put into people's body, it actually protects the cells from the damage of chemo.
Okay. I like that. Listen, you guys got to contact Joshinko for him to give you more. We definitely helped you guys there.
And so actually on my I don't know if you'd be able to post a clip of one of the videos.
Oh yeah, I can put it right in. Yeah.
I've actually had a lot of my clients who have done testimonial videos saying, "Hey, I had cancer and I don't have it anymore, and it was due to this."
Urban Fitness, and I got a quick consultation.
And so, that's one of the things that I'm trying to do is get more documentation, get more testimonies of people who've had certain diseases and come forward and say, listen, I had this. The cool thing is like, first of all, I don't know why. I have luck with cancer clients that are willing to come forward.
Okay.
Any of my HIV and herpes clients? No.
That's because of the stigma.
Exactly.
Behind it.
No. I asked one client one day, she goes, no, sweetheart. I got this, so I'm going to pretend like I've never had it before. She's like, I got it out of me, and that's it. I mean, she's like, if you want, I'll do a testimonial on CMOS,
I don't need no testimonial on
Exactly.
We all know the benefits of that.
And so, but one really cool thing is, and I can actually send you the post later, it was one of my other family members who had a client who actually came forward that he had HIV and he no longer has it. He got on top of stage and he said who his name was, and that he no longer has it. He even posted it on Instagram, and I have the comment. I can send it to you. And I was able to speak with him, and he showed me his test results, and and I was like, dude, that was great. He did it in a month, which is not very typical. Most people, when they're on the program for HIV, it usually takes anywhere from 6 months to a year.
Okay.
That's if you follow the program correctly, which a lot of people unfortunately don't. But it really depends, because there have been people who have still ate chicken and were still able to heal in less than a year. It really depends on that person's body, how long they've had it, and how much herbs that they're having. Because the more herbs that you put into your body, the quicker you heal.
Gotcha. Listen, people. Before modern medicine came along, people were healing themselves with herbs and oils and things of the earth.
And here's the thing: 60% of pharmaceuticals come from a plant. So it's funny that they'll tell you, no, plants don't work, but they're in the kitchen cooking up the plants to be able to sell to you for an exorbitant amount of money. Okay.
Let's go to the male nourisher. This is what I had a question
This is T1. That is one of the original formulas. This is by Fig Tree. This is a product that nourishes the male hormones and also the male organ. We use these for people who are actually having erectile dysfunction. Now, before you go rushing for this, if you have issues with erectile dysfunction, this product may not be for you. The reason is, this product alone.
I feel like I'm Van White over here.
This product alone may not be enough for you, because what you are doing by taking this is just by putting a Band-Aid over the problem. You have to fix what the issue is. The issue is toxins and mucus that's building up in your body that's messing up your circulation. Or it sometimes could be a mental issue. You know what I'm saying? So this is the reason why typically I don't give this out unless if we've done a consultation, unless if you have nothing at all. But typically I always tell people, don't just get the T1, get a full therapeutic program or full therapeutic package to be able to cleanse your body so you can get to the root of the problem. Gotcha. On top of that, I'm very, very methodical with my consultations and my recommendations. Not all herbs work the same way for everybody. So T1, if you have high blood pressure, you should not have it. This is the reason why I tell a lot of people, don't just go and get any male enhancement product on there. because if you have high blood pressure, it might give you a heart attack or a stroke. Okay? And so this is, I always tell people you really need to talk with somebody who actually knows what they're doing, who actually know the herbs and have been educated properly before taking something.
Gotcha. And what about this?
So, this is Maya. All right, here, you want to hold that? Maya is one of the original formulas that was formulated by Sebi M.A.
Okay.
This is something that you can take as a multi-mineral every day. You don't have to have any particular condition in order to be able to take this. But what Maya does is it helps to purify and electrify the blood. When people are dealing with certain diseases, Maya will put in extra electrons into the blood to help to destabilize the molecular structure of certain viruses and certain cancer cells.
Okay. That's dope. Okay.
And so this is actually one of my favorite products. First of all, this product...
Lino, you were talking about this. Okay.
This product you can only get from a consultation. This is one of the Fig Tree products, one of the original formulas. This is a product that we used for breaking down toxins and calcification in mucus. Okay. So say, for example, somebody who's having, we were talking about acne. Right?
Yeah.
Somebody who's having acne. Acne is basically mucus and toxins that are being pushed out through the skin instead of going through the bowel. So what Lino does, it helps to break that up, and along with, like a liquid cleanser or a cell cleanser or anything like that, would help to break it up and absorb it into the body and expel it through the bowels. Gotcha. So it literally starts sucking things up and breaking it down. I depend on Lino on a day-to-day basis, especially because I cheat a lot. And so when somebody's cheating,
it cleanses you out.
You do the Lino, you do the liquid cleanser or cell cleanser, and that can help to remove some of the toxins and mucus from your body.
So even after a crazy weekend partying, I would say definitely use your Lino.
Yes. And again, this is a product that you can only get by doing a consultation, because as you're breaking down things, you also need to be nourished as well. And the dosage may be different from person to person depending on their case. Like say, for example, if somebody has like stage 4 cancer, I'll put them maybe on a double or triple dose of Lino. And there's some cases where somebody doesn't need Lino.
Gotcha.
So, this is the reason why it's only available at consultation.
Y'all don't think this is funny? I was hungry when I got here. I'm not hungry anymore. Does this help with appetite?
Actually, not really, but it does help to relax you, and so a lot of times people will use food as a means of de-stressing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but I do have to say there are certain products that when you start ingesting, you won't be as hungry. Like say, for example, sea moss and bladderwrack. Sea moss and bladderwrack has so many minerals that it actually helps to nourish your body, so your body doesn't crave as much things.
Can they help me? Because look, I be hungry.
Actually, for anybody who's into fitness, sea moss and bladderwrack is very important.
Okay.
One, it helps to repair damaged tissue. It helps to strengthen the bones, muscles, and tendons. So, say for example, leg day. I hate leg day. Leg day to me is the necessary evil. However, on a good day, I can do like 3 hours of legs, and I will barely feel it the next day, because what I'll do is I'll take maybe 4 tablespoons of sea moss and bladderwrack, and that helps to keep me from cramping. It helps my recovery.
Okay.
And it just basically helps to keep that stamina. Now, I do have to give a disclaimer. I don't like the fact that people are using sea moss and bladderwrack as a cure-all. Okay? There are certain people that cannot use sea moss and bladderwrack because it might damage their body.
Really?
Yes. So say, for example, if somebody who has kidney issues, for example, sea moss and bladderwrack has a lot of phosphorus and other things that, people who have kidney disease are having an issue processing. If you have high blood pressure, using sea moss and bladderwrack alone may actually make your blood pressure go up.
Wow.
So, there have been people who have gotten on and say, sea moss and bladderwrack, sea moss and bladderwrack. No, sea moss and bladderwrack is just part of having a healthy diet. But it's not for everybody. This is the reason why consultations are very, very important, because it may not be for everybody. And then there are some people who are actually allergic to sea moss. I knew a couple.
And don't even know it. That's why you talk to an expert. You don't go Googling stuff yourself and, I know what to do, and I'm going to go to this site and get it, and you don't know what the hell you're getting.
And another question that people ask, the difference between the raw sea moss, the sea moss gel, the sea moss powder. Our companies and I specifically talk about our family's companies, for the most part, we actually sell sea moss powder because it's more concentrated. The gel is great, and first of all, in most people's cases, I recommend you getting sea moss and bladderwrack in any way that you can.
Okay.
But when you get it in gel form, you're actually getting more liquid than you are sea moss. When you're getting it in a powder, it's a lot more concentrated.
That makes sense.
Okay. By the way, my Aunt Susie at the Body Source Center, I always help my family out. She sells sea moss and bladderwrack in in gel form, where it's all flavored with elderberry, with coconut, with mango. Just look up the Body Source Center, bodysourcecenter.com.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
What we got next here?
So next is the Bio 1 and Bio 2.
Okay.
Those are for anybody who just wants like a regular cleanse. They don't have anything. One is a cleanser and the other one is a builder. So you can always go on to, they'll be on my website, and you can also go onto the Fig Tree website and get those as well. Okay. Again, this is for somebody who doesn't have anything. They just want to do a regular, quick, fast cleanse. Is Hemo Electra. So this is a compound that my Aunt Pat makes specifically for me. This is a compound that helps to boost your immune system. It also helps to oxygenate the blood. It breaks down toxins and mucus as well.
Super dope. Okay.
And I have a surprise for you.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Look behind your chair. There's a box.
Oh, okay. Oh, now I'm nervous. Oh, okay.
So,
let's see what we got.
I'm starting you on your own little alkaline journey.
Oh, all right.
All right. So, first thing here, this is a personal tea. Wait. Oh, tamarind. We'll come back.
Okay.
We'll
okay.
come
Go to the tea first.
The personal tea. This is it. It has your own name.
Oh, wait, it has my name on it. Okay.
So this is something that I make specifically for each one of my clients. This particular mix that I made for you is going to help to boost your immune system, provide energy, also help to oxygenate the blood and ionize the blood.
Gotcha.
Okay, so this is something that you want to take only in the morning. If you take it at night, you might not go to sleep. A lot of people have not paid attention to me and they regretted it the next day.
And let me ask this before we go on too. I'm a coffee addict. So.
Okay, so a lot of times when people start taking a personal tea, they don't need coffee. And on top of that, this won't give you like a jittery feeling.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll just have actual energy.
Okay. Then in there should be a bottle of liquid cleanser.
Alkaline? Yep.
So this is what's going to help to cleanse your body from the cellular level.
Okay.
Like I was saying, you can't cleanse the body without building it, and you can't build the body without cleansing it, because what you're going to be doing is putting good food on top of bad when your body's going to have to filter out the mix.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then the next thing on there is I gave you a little bottle of sea moss and bladderwrack.
Limonada. Okay.
Yes. So
I've seen this online.
This is my mango flavored sea moss and bladderwrack. So sea moss and bladderwrack, I love it, but it has a really, really bad taste.
Okay.
And so what I did is I made two mixes. One is mango flavored, one is lime flavored, and they're both in powdered form. So all you need to do with that is get a couple tablespoons, and mix it in with just a tiny bit of water, or maybe just put it in your smoothie and go about your day. With the other sea moss and bladderwrack, it tastes really, really gross if you mix it by itself. Or you have to mix it in a smoothie in order to make it palatable. Can
you put this like in tea?
You can put it in tea or just water. Normally, I put mine in water.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because it's already flavored.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay. You got chickpeas?
Okay, so I helped you out with your first alkaline meals. Okay. So this is a new line of alkaline foods that I came up with that's available on my website. Chickpeas, like I was telling you, has 23 grams of protein per cup. And so this is for people who are always on the go. One of the main things about being on an alkaline electric program is the availability of food.
True.
And so basically I answered this question.
Okay.
So with this, you can literally keep it in your cupboard for however long because it's preserved. And just take it out whenever you get hungry, whenever you're not able to find alkaline foods.
Gotcha.
Okay? And so that is Bahamian style chickpeas. And the other one, this...
the tamarind mushrooms.
Mushrooms and a tamarind sauce. Mushrooms is another substitute for protein or another source of alkaline protein.
I love mushrooms
on
anyway,
top
so
of
yeah.
that, I don't like anybody's. I only like mine. You have to. I'm not a mushroom person, but
Okay.
I am if I cook them. Okay. I always tell people if you were looking for a meat substitute, you can use mushrooms because if you season your mushrooms the same way you season your meat, it tastes just like meat.
It really does. It really does.
This is an inspiration that I actually got from this dude.
Okay.
When I was in Honduras, he had his cook make me some tamarind. It wasn't mushrooms, but she used a tamarind sauce on some green beans, and I was like, oh my god, this would be really good in mushrooms. And so this is why I came up with the tamarind style mushrooms.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So at least, you got your first couple days set. You already have your alkaline foods.
Okay.
What you might want to do is just get some sides, like maybe some green beans or some, if you want to do something like arugula or spinach, or just put that on top of there. Black rice, it's whatever.
Black rice.
So, okay, so
I'm going to put this down and tell me about black rice. Because I feel like I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
So white rice and brown rice are some of the most damaging things that you can put into your body.
I thought the brown rice was good.
Brown rice is white rice with a coat. It's the same thing. Now, it's just the
They
brown...
just lied to us.
Well, the brown rice is a little bit more healthier because that coat actually has some minerals in it.
Okay.
The thing is that it still causes inflammation. That white part inside of the coat, it still causes inflammation. It still automatically turns to sugar when it goes into your body.
Wow.
And on top of that, it's a hybrid. It's not the original kind of rice.
Okay.
Black rice is the original type of rice, and so it's not going to cause inflammation in your body. It's going to give you energy, and it does have electric properties. And it makes a great side for some of the dishes that I sell online.
It does. This is dope. And Shinko and I were actually talking before the camera rolled, and even on the phone too as well. But I really want to challenge myself to do this, so I'm gonna put myself on the spot. Should I have one last go away meal or just go cold turkey?
I mean,
I have to do cold turkey, so I can't do the.
I always encourage a lot of my clients to just go with however you feel. So typically when I do my consultations, as soon as I've made my herbal recommendations, it usually takes me anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks, sometimes even 3 weeks to get a therapeutic package.
Okay.
In that period of time, I always tell my clients, go ahead and start taking things out of your diet little by little. Sometimes some people are really good at doing cold turkey. Other people, if they do it cold turkey, they're going to stop cold turkey.
Oh.
I've always found with a lot of people, if you take things out of their diet slowly, it becomes a habit. And once they built up those habits, it's easier for them to stay on.
Yeah.
So it's totally up on what you want to do. So if you want to have your last hurrah, don't worry, that liquid cleanser is going to push it all out.
I'm having pizza tonight. Would you ever now I'm just coming up with ideas. Would you ever in the future consider coming out with a how to eat out and be alkaline, like a guidebook or ebook or something?
I have so many plans, and I think the really cool thing is this interview that I'm doing with you is actually launching to a lot of things. I'm coming up with a YouTube series where I'm actually going through every single food on the alkaline food list, showing its benefits and showing how to cook it.
Ooh, okay.
Then I will be doing in certain cities, I'm actually going to be doing food walks.
Okay.
Where we'll go to a specific grocery store, and I'm gonna walk people through the whole store, telling them of the certain alkaline products that food store carries.
Oh, you're only gonna be in one small part of the store.
Actually, you'd be surprised.
Really?
Yeah, no, it's just that and when you're switching to an alkaline electric diet, you have to do your research.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the produce section is gonna be where you mainly get a lot of things, but what about the herbs and spices?
Good point.
Okay, and then on top of that, garbanzo beans is not going to be in the produce section.
It's going to be with the beans. Okay.
Exactly.
And the peas, yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
so, that's the reason why I will eventually be setting up and teaching people, or doing what I call food walks, where we'll go through different restaurants, or not different restaurants, I'm sorry, different grocery stores, and I'm going to take them and show them where they can get certain items.
That's dope.
And I'm probably going to start here in Atlanta.
Okay.
And
I will say this information needs to be out there.
It definitely does.
Yeah.
And so my Aunt Pat doesn't know it, but she's also going to be doing it too. Hi.
Pack your bags. You're going to be doing it too.
But yeah, and so that's also an idea of what I've had about going to a certain restaurant and showing people how they can alkalinize foods. one of the things I want to be doing with my YouTube channel is showing people how to incorporate an alkaline lifestyle into their lives to make it a lot easier. I want to be able to once I do a consultation, to just send my clients a link and say, here, just watch all these. That way they can get assistance. I used to do videos on alkaline smoothies, and I didn't realize how important that was until I met somebody and they go, Doshinko, and I was like, first of all, who are you? Why do you know my name?
How you know that? Yeah.
And she goes, you don't know how much you have helped me. I had cancer, and I seen a couple of your videos, and you explained the alkaline food, the alkaline smoothies, and I was able to do them, and you really helped me to get through. And so because of that, that's the reason why I started doing my YouTube series, which actually is launching tonight.
This is dope. By the time this interview comes out, your YouTube will already have been out. Nice. Let's wrap up by telling the people just once again where they can find you.
Okay.
And they'll probably have more questions. So.
All right. So you can log on to my website, www.doshinko.com. That's DOSHYNKO.com. If you are looking to schedule a consultation, you can call me at 561-294-7659. Actually, no, don't call me. Text me. I'm always on the phone. So if you call me, you're not going to get me. Also, do not leave a voicemail. The reason I have it like this is so that way I can attend to people's calls a lot faster. If you leave a voicemail, I actually have to sit and go through every voicemail, and then it takes time away from me being able to respond to people in a timely manner. Do not leave a voicemail. If you leave it, you're not going to get a call back. Just send a text. Unless if you're blind. Those are the only people whose calls I will take, because they can't text. I mean, I get it. I get it.
I wasn't expecting that.
I get it. But everyone else, even if if you are elderly, please have someone text on your behalf. I've developed a system where I'm able to get to most people in a timely manner.
Okay.
And in a case when somebody sends me a text, if I'm not able to get to them, I can at least send the number to my assistant and text that person and say, hey, listen, my assistant so-and-so is going to get to you. It helps me to make my business more manageable. My company isn't really about selling products. It's about the interaction. It's about me helping you to become the better you. So I also have some lectures planned. I actually have a really big one coming up in June. This is going to be something very special. It's actually going to be a discourse on cancer and cancer treatment. I'm going to be talking about, some of the methods that we use on an alkaline electric program to help reverse cancer. And most importantly, I'm actually going to have at least 3 of my clients who were healed of cancer come up on stage and tell their story. So that way it's not just me talking, it's people who've actually lived it. And so far I have 3, I might have 4, and possibly a 5th one. And that's going to be very, very special. That's going to be here in Atlanta. To be put on the waiting list to be notified about it, you can send a text and I can put you on the list. And then you'll get a call back. Also, I know for a fact that I will post the flyer on my Instagram pages. And then in Orlando, I will have, I believe it's going to be in May. I'm going to be doing a lecture on the alkaline diet, just a general talking about alkaline diet, the difference between acidic foods and alkaline foods. And for the first day, and then the second day is going to be a smoothie workshop where we'll be doing alkaline electric smoothies using alkaline electric herbs and alkaline electric foods. So far, I'm planning on doing it in Miami and also in Orlando. Also, you can look up my YouTube channel, Doshinko Alkaline Health and Fitness. My Instagram page, I have 2. It's Doshinko, DOSHYNKO _alkaline_herbs. That is my business page where it's mostly talking about products and food recipes. And then my personal page, I am Doshinko. That is where I will be posting, stuff from my daily life, like say for example, if I find an alkaline product, some thoughts I may have, some information that I may share. So one is a little bit more personal. The other one is strictly about stuff that you can find on the website.
And if you guys look down at the pinned comment, it'll have all the links and social media.
And also, I want to say, because I will always support all of my family members, if you would like to speak to my Aunt Pat, You can send me a text, and I can send you the number to speak with her assistant. If you would like to speak to any of my other cousins, just send me a text message, and I'll send you their information, so that way you can book a consultation with them as well.
Dope. Doshinko, thank you for this. This was fun. Look, and I told you, look, we did like an hour and 41 minutes.
Oh, was that? Damn.
Yes.
Damn.
I told you, once you get in it, you don't even realize you're in front of a camera.
Oh, wow.
I know. Thank you guys. Thank you for letting me into your home, and then of course thank you guys for tuning in. And like I said, all of Doshinko's information is going to be down below, and then you guys are going to see my transformation as well.
Yes.
And you're going to see me. I don't know if I'm going to be moody as I give up the things that
I'm going to tell you like my grandmother used to say, suck it up, buttercup.
Suck it up, buttercup. There we go. All right, like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you guys later.
It's a storm show. Ay, it's a storm show.